Hello and welcome to Goa News Now. Today we are there in Welsam village, the village which is known for its scenic beauty and full of activism. When we talk about this village, the first thing comes to my mind is that this village today have become first village in Goa to file a petition against a central agency. Now the central agency is railways, who wants to have a double tracking at this site. And to talk more on this issue, we have the Panchayat members as well as other concerned citizens who wants justice for their village. So to speak on this issue, I will definitely like sir to actually have his views first. Sir, what exactly prompted the Panchayat to have a petition, a writ petition on this issue?
See, when this project, execution of this project came up, there have been various land acquisition proposals that have been issued. We have been objecting, our villagers have been objecting to the acquisition of their lands, but no one seems to be listening. They have been violating the Panchayat Raj Act, they have been violating the Town and Country Planning Act, they have been violating their violations of the CRZ Act. They are violations of the basic constitution, which says that the local body has to decide on the development of their local area. So, in utter frustration that the state government, the railway authorities are not acting, they don't even reply to our letters. They don't even take cognizance to the objections that we filed. We felt there was no other option but to approach the High Court with a petition.
What exactly is the main contention in the writ petition?
The main contention of the writ petition is just what I told you. They are in violation of everything. They are in violation of the Constitution. They are in violation of the Panchayat Raj Act. They are in violation of the Town and Country Planning Act. They are in violation of the CRZ Act, CRZ regulations.
So when you all got together and put this writ petition, what was the main intention? What exactly you were actually wanting from the?
We want the we have petitioned the High Court to intervene in the matter and bring some sense into the central government agencies.
Sir, when we talk about the issue of petition, can we have a physical, demonstration where exactly what is coming here at this spot? Because I believe that this is also one of the point of contention, where the access has been blocked. Can you just explain me?
You see, when the first line was laid during the Portuguese era, around 1890, there was a single track.
This was
a meter gauge.
This was a meter gauge.
It was a meter gauge track,
Okay.
And authorities at that time, this land was not sold. The landowners only permitted the railway authorities at that time to lay the track. So technically, the land on both sides, including the land on which the track has been laid, does not belong to the railways, it belongs to the original landowners. Now, in compensation, not in really compensation, but what the railway authorities did at that time, wherever there were houses facing the track, which was earlier used as a pathway, they provided steps. Now, these steps are being broken by the railway authorities. And the pathway that is being used now by cars, today everybody has a car, they are putting sleepers on the right of way to prevent people from moving along.
Okay, so that exactly what the villagers fear, that once the second track comes here, this will be a real disaster in the village, because what we can see here exactly, there is a broad gauge single track, and they are going to have another track adding up on the on my left side. So this particularly will have these two properties which is there in front of me, which are landlocked property, will have no option but the access will be totally blocked. So this is what exactly is the contention. I have the 60 odd pages writ petition in my hand. We have Deputy Sarpanch of Velsav Pale Panchayat. Madam, what exactly prompted and how this writ petition idea came up, and how exactly the villagers took this issue forward?
Actually, railway is one authority and Panchayat is another authority. For any developmental work that is going to take up in the village, like they have to take the permission from the local authority. So they have completely violated the rules. They haven't taken any permissions from us. That is the reason why all the villagers got together and we have objected to it. There is another case of railways where near the Velsa railway crossing where they have constructed a structure and we have objected to it. We have already issued a demolition notice as well, and that is also, in that case also, they haven't taken any permissions from us. That is the thing, they are completely violating the rules.
So when this matter came up, whether it was discussed in the Gram Sabha or the Panchayat body meeting?
Yeah, this issue came up for Gram Sabha and people had objected to the double tracking.
Okay. Then
Yeah.
what was the second thing?
Secondly, yeah, we have the body have taken the resolution and we have I mean, we objected to it.
How you take this as a body of the government fighting against another body of the government?
Actually, like uh,
Basically, why I'm asking this
Yeah.
question, being a panchayat body,
yeah, I mean, they have to follow the rules, whatever. I mean, a rule is a rule. Government, I mean, government. I don't know what to say about.
okay, whether this fight,
Yeah,
this-
let-
Whether
let
any
Mr.
authorities have taken the action if any complaints have done by the panchayat till this?
so many complaints were given, so
Mhm.
many letters were shot. Any single reply from the authorities?
No, we haven't got any response from them yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we have. We wrote to them to provide us the document, ownership documents and all, but they haven't come back to us yet.
So they are going, they are becoming too dominant.
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay. We have another citizen here, or the resident here, known as Big Bhatkar of the village. Okay, we will definitely like his views, because he has been always taking the public issues of the village. So, Patra, jenna ye issue बाहेर चालले, then double tracking. What was your contention that time?
सो मुगेल कंटेंशन जेन्ना हांव चोयलां आनी आमगेले जायते परमनंट सिनियर सिटीजन आनी नॉलेजेबल जावं आर्किटेक्ट आनी नॉलेजेबल मनशांनी जेन्ना जायते आमकां म्हायती दिल्या ते प्रमाणे आमी पळयलां की दीस हे लँड डजंट बिलोंग्स टू रेल्वे. सो हे आतां पॉसिबली एक्वायर करपा सोदताय विदावट टेकिंग एनी परमिशन फ्रॉम द लोकल ऑथॉरिटी. इट इज इलिगल. सो तेजेर आतां बरें एक इशू घेतला पंचायतान. ग्रामसभा लोकान हो इशू रेज केला आनी तेणी फर्स्ट पंचायत म्हाका दिसता वेलसांव पंचायत who has filed a honorable writ petition in the Honorable High Court. And for this, I am very happy that Mr. Max, who is one of the Velsav, बरो भाटकार and knowledgeable मनीस, तो आपल्याचे कांय चिंत नासतना this age also, तो इतलो फास्ट भोवन हो मूव तेणें आमच्या वेलसांवान दाखयला. सो आय एप्रिशिएट दीस. आनी हांव म्हणूंक सोदतां की जेन्ना रेल्वे इज ए ऑथॉरिटी, बट दे आर नॉट टेकिंग दुसऱ्या ऑथॉरिटीचे हें घेयनाय, कन्सर्न घेयनाय. आनी ते म्हणटा कितें, सी वी आर द होल एंड सोल. ते पुलीस प्रोटेक्शन घेवन येताय, आनी कितें घेवन येताय, लोकांक भिवयताय. इट्स इलिगल. यू कम विथ अ प्रॉपर डॉक्युमेंट्स, proper notices, proper order, and do accordingly.
All the villages are together in this issue?
Yes, of course, because there are so many meetings, people has gathered here, and तांकां लोकांक मुखार काडले. This Mr. Max and other villagers, they are doing a good job. They are running up and down because to save our village, Velsav. And this is the first the writ petition was filed by a village panchayat. I appreciate my village panchayat because they are taking Even they have issued one demolition notice also for some illegal construction. This is a good thing they have doing for the village.
Oh, well, today the villagers are really proud of Mr. Max D'Souza from the village. Being at this age, he's been taking up the village issue very aggressively, especially when it comes to double tracking. From first day till today, he has been fighting for the people, for the benefit of the people. Sir, from where you are getting this kind of energy?
See, the cause generates this energy, and the support of the people, and the plight of the people of the village, the helplessness. If people like us who can understand the law, who are technically competent, and actually have the health, if we don't devote our retired time for these issues, what are we intending? What are we meant for? I think it is my bounden duty to do what I can to assist a cause.
You are known as the architect of this particular public movement. The villagers are together unitedly fighting for this cause. So when actually this idea came up in your mind, that time what kind of support was there, and when it actually, today it is materialized, this writ petition is already admitted, so then what is the situation?
Frankly, I used to be assisting the late Matani Saldana on, even we drafted the regional plan for this together. Now, somewhere when it started and the people realized that they needed support of the type of skills that I possess, I was invited to join the action committee.
Okay.
So I joined the action committee, and it is from then on that I have immersed myself into it.
So in this petition, whether this action committee is involved or the panchayat itself is?
No, the action committee consists of the groundwork.
Okay.
And the action committee is fully supported by the Panchayat. We had, even at the Gram Sabha, the action committee made a presentation to the Panchayat members of all that has been done throughout the time.
So whether now, since this issue is also concerning to the other panchayats, neighboring panchayats, you call it Majoda, Consolem, and the other areas where this double tracking is passing on. So whether there is any attempt to even approach these other panchayats to get their support?
Yes, I have. We have been emboldened by the fact that the High Court has sent notices to these authorities. And I have had a meeting with the Consulting Panchayat members, and I've told them that there is a lot of illegal activity happening right there. For example, we had a parking place outside Consulting railway station. Now there's a structure coming up there. Now, as it is Consulting market, parking is on the roads, because parking lot, there's a structure coming up. So I asked them whether you have issued any license. They say no. Then they said, I told them that as per the act, you should issue show cause notice and demolition notice. So they seem to be listening. So I've submitted a application to them, and hopefully they will take it up. But this must go to the other panchayats also.
Well, sir, just now you have mentioned that somewhere somehow you also are carrying forward Mathani's legacy. So just if in case if Mathani sir was there today, do you think this second track, even the dream of having second track, would have been thought?
No, actually, during his time, this project is a project that was conceived in 2009. And in 2017, if I'm not mistaken, the then Chief Minister, late Mr. Parikar, he saw sense in what we said. And he had said that the second track will not come beyond Majoda. This is on record. Even the railway authorities had admitted that. This is all on record. But suddenly now they have got up in the year 2020-21.
So whether now this battle, you have already launched this battle. So whether this battle, villages will unitedly fall till its conclusion is there?
Yes, I'm quite hopeful that they will all stand, and this writ petition and the High Court sending notices to these people will embolden them. And embolden not only our village, but embolden the villages of the other villages in Goa also.
Well, just behind me, what we can see is, a villager. We can just see how the villager is trying to commute from this small passage. It is a right of way. He must be having his home that side, but still that person is, trying to, negotiate the twists and turns of this road and trying to. How many such people are there in this village are using such, areas?
There would be quite a number. I mean, some of them have having this as the only way, and there are very many of them. I mean, I have not evaluated and counted them, but there would be at least 30, 40 of them.
Before this second track could come up,
No, it has not come up as yet.
no, before it could come perceived. Okay, what was the actual status here? What was the total? Just now we are standing, so must be the second track must be here. First track, okay, so first track was here only on the same side. So what was the situation? How the people used to,
See, at that time the frequency was very low.
okay,
Even today the frequency, if you take off the coal rakes, the frequency is low, 6 to 7 trains a day. But now you have about 12 trains a day of coal rakes.
so that's too much.
That is compounded the problem.
And double track will add up more.
Yes, double track means they will want to. Why is double track being used? To increase the traffic density.
While we were talking to the villagers, one other important aspect what we came to know, while they are opposing the double track, they are also very much upset with the kind of attitude from the railway authorities. You just can see here, you walk and you can collect n number of coal. You can just check. This is the actual story on the ground. We have coal particles spilled from the wagons, and this is all over, all across. Sir, this coal thing, I think the main agenda behind this kind of petition was initially through this coal issue. Actually, that came up first.
Yes, I mean, coal issue is there, but the double track is for the coal.
Okay, so both issues are linked together.
Both issues are linked together. If
Okay.
there's, and actually this CEC has also, you see, there's a petition also pending in the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court had appointed central empowered committee which consisted of very senior, capable people. They did a study, and they have come to the conclusion that a second track is not economically viable.
Here.
Yes, it's not economically viable. But yet, and that petition the report has been submitted to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is aware of it, but the petition has not come up for hearing.
Okay.
So therefore, these guys are doing what they want.
Don't you think railway authorities are a bit dominant here, and adamant type actions are been taken? Because last time when I was here for one of your protest at the other side, there were many people complaining that railways are least bothered to talk to the people. They don't want to even listen to the grievances. Is it true?
Very true. Actually, they even get help from the local authorities. I mean, the state authorities. That is the collector, the deputy collector. So, and the local police. On various occasions, it's not once or twice. On various occasions, they have come with force, with guns, basically to threaten our villagers. But when the villagers show them our documents and tell us, the authorities, request the railway authorities to show us their documents, they can't produce, so they go back.
So whether the villagers are threatened?
Yes, see.
No, but you think the villagers are scared with such kind of?
It has happened not once, it has happened at least on half a dozen times.
Yeah.
But they only come with, the police come with guns and things like that to create a fear. But when we go with the real documents and with real objective objections, the local authorities have to listen to us, and the police go back.
Well, the main contention of the villages here are that the railway authorities are using the police and other administrative powers to enforce their decision on the villagers, while villagers are talking only one aspect, is that talk with the papers. So with since the railway authorities are not taking them into confidence and are not bothered to talk with the papers and not even interested to show the ownership papers, they have approached the high court with their writ petition, which is already admitted and issued.
Prima facie, I think the High Court has gone to the petition. Prima facie, they have seen that there is merit in it and have issued notices to all the parties.
So what expectations now you have with the court?
We, at the next date of hearing, we will be requesting the court to tell the railway authorities to stop all development works till this petition is finalized.
Okay. So thank you very much. We had the village warriors talking to us today. They are been fighting from their heart to safeguard the village identity and to provide justice to those landlords who have been residing along this railway track and are facing severe hardships since decades.
I'm very grateful firstly to the Panchayat for taking the stand with the people, being with them, the Sarpanch and all the Panch members. And it is totally wrong on the part of the government what they are doing.
Yeah.
They are just trying to mow down the people and it's sort of a Gunda Raj done by the government. And we'll stand by it that we will fight for our rights and we will make sure that there's no double tracking done over here in our properties.
How dangerous
This coal transportation is, and we just saw the wagons going with partially covered, or they are not, just some tarpaulin and which is stone totally. Most of the time we have just last week there were some people collecting and then they are collecting the coal from the tracks and they came next to my site. There's a mango tree, they are stoning over there. So it's a nuisance for us, totally. You never know when these people will come and rob our houses if nobody is around. And for our health wise, we can see the trees, we can see the leaves, they're all having pittings of black. And our fruits, our coconuts, everything is affected by this because the coal that is falling, it goes down with the water, rain, and it's affecting our livelihoods and our health.
So this
The
double
dust.
tracking is basically for coal transportation, you believe?
So far it has been, though they claim that for defense and all, which is rubbish. Chief Minister Pramod Sawant, he had said that he is going to have it hard top covered. Till date, he has not kept his word. So I don't know. They are just trying to play around with our lives and our livelihood.
Secondly, there are a lot of heritage houses and there are a lot of pathways of the locals.
Yes,
How it is affecting the locals?
especially the elderly people, it's very, very bad for them. I pity them. They cannot. And then they are blocking, they are putting rails, they are putting the sleepers in the path. Last year, about I think in March, they had stopped one and then we made them to pick it up back, the rails, just further down this way.
I am in Velsav village. This is a track, railway track, existing railway track. The railway authorities now wants to extend and put another track here. What you can see is this is the right of way. This is a the way which is used by the villagers. We can see here this is a Portuguese house. Some people are also staying, and railway authorities have already put a stone here saying that this is their property. Till here they have the right, and they want to have more land towards others inside. So that means this whole compound wall will be demolished if railway decides to go ahead with their scheduled plan. Now what exactly I wanted to show the viewers here is, this is another property. Now for this property, railway have initially put some steps. Now these steps are even expected to be broken very shortly. Now this second property here, the steps was specifically for this house and the houses behind. Now if the railway succeeds in their plan, then the the railway compound will actually land into the veranda of this particular heritage structure. So this is the exact situation at spot number 1 in Welsam village. We are going to actually have more such spot visit to show the people why they are, why the villagers are excited, and our villagers are upset with the kind of development taking place in this village.
पयलें हांव आमचे वेलसांव पाली इजोर्सी पंचायत आनी आमचो सरपंच आनी तेंचे वांगडी तांकां हांव पयलीं शाबासकी दिता, कित्याक फर्स्ट टायम जे गोंयचे पंचायतीन एक पयली पंचायत आहा जी रेल्वे ऑथॉरिटीक हायकोर्टान व्हेलोलो आसा. आतां हो रेल्वे जो ऑथॉरिटी आहा सावथ वेस्टर्न रेल्वे, तो एक आपूण एक दुसरो एंटिटी कसो एक्टींग करता. तो तेका पंचायत रुल्स लागना, तेका लँड रेव्हेन्यू कोड लागना, तेका म्युनिसिपालिटी रुल्स लागना, तो कितेंय करता. आनी जो कायदो आसा सरकाराचो पळय जो कायदो आहा तोच आतां हे इम्प्लिमेंट करना, म्हळ्यार दे आर नॉट फॉलोईंग द प्रोसिजर ऑफ द लॉ ऑफ द लँड. आनी एंड आय हॅव ऑल्सो एंड वी हॅड टू डू दीस बिकॉज घरा फुडल्यान लोकांचे जे जाणटे लोक पळय रावता तेंचे नाका फुडल्यान रस्तो वयता and they don't have even access to move up the house. म्हणून एक चोलना कितें रायट टू एक्सेस जो आसा कायदो आसा, जो हो लँड पुर्वजान पळय दिल्लो तो एक्चुअली लँड स्टील बिलोंग्स टू द ओनर्स. हे पळय आसा रेल्वे ऑथॉरिटी, हे एन्क्रोचर, हे सारको प्रोसिजर फॉलो करनासतना एक्विजिशन करता. जेन्ना लँड आसा दुसऱ्याचोच आनी भोलत्याचोच लँड आपूण दाखयता ऑथॉरिटी, तूं कोण? Who are you to acquire our land? And you have not followed the procedure. If you go to see in Chandor, they have forcibly encroached land of the church property, and they are building road, trespassing the property. So this will not be tolerated. And I appeal to all the panchayat across the railway line to take this matter in the court. And this has to be done because today we have seen how port limits they have declared. How they are taking the all coastal areas for port expansion. Today we have seen Verna is become a storage yard for coal. Today this will be all over the coastline. So हांव मागता लोकांक की हो इशू जो आसा हो सिरियसली घेवचो आनी जे पंचायत पळय आसा हे इशू कोर्टान घेवचे म्हणून हांव तांकांय विनंती.
Actually, Clementina was.
Madam, where is your house? Which is your house?
This,
This is your house.
yeah.
Okay. What is your which is your access now?
This way from that.
This is the only
Yeah,
access.
yeah.
कितले त्रास जाता जेन्ना?
बहुत त्रास होता है. My grandchild is there, grandson. He cannot cross. He gets scared to go also to pass. Whenever we are all sick and all, we cannot travel also. This because of this railway. And sometimes the train move very fast and wagons are many. So we have to wait very long time this side. We cannot take our vehicles to my house.
आणि एक
Oy,
madam, and if another track is laid down,
it will too much trouble for us. Already when we sleep and sit, there is vibration inside. Even now utensils fall. So much vibration is there inside. So
more
we
trouble.
so we don't want this double trucking. We are against all the people, and we cannot build so much a big house, so much expense we have done. I don't have husband. My son is not well. He got a heart problem, so he was the only one son, and we are facing too much trouble because of them. Too much smoke also and dust. Coal is falling too much. Then it moves towards our house. Inside it is too much dust. Yeah.
Point number 2 in Welsam village. Right now we are standing again on the railway track. The railway have proposed to have another track on this side of the
You're right.
track. So what exactly is the plan here, and what is the confusion here?
From the plans that have been provided, you see that pole there. That is supposed to be the 10 meters from the existing track, from the center of the existing track.
Okay.
Okay. Now that land, they have taken it for granted it belongs to them,
Okay.
but it does not belong to them. They have no documents. The railways have no documents to establish that that land belongs to them. We have documents. Our villagers have documents, old documents, which are recorded in the revenue department and also in the sub-registrar's office. Documents which are referred to as matriz documents and inscription description documents, which show that our land, that land is not to the railways.
So that is exactly some
And
somebody
in
relative is-
addition, and yes, there are people living here.
Okay.
And in addition to this, they are acquiring another 4-5 meters.
So that will definitely be inside.
Yeah, it
their
will be
compound.
inside. In this house, if you go to those houses, it will be crushing the walls. And the irony is, the railways are working on survey plans which were promulgated in 1986. After 1986, there are so many new houses that have come, so much new construction that has taken place. Nothing of that is shown on the way, so they are happily saying nothing is there, nothing is there. But when you come to the ground, it's a different story. And as per the railway code, they are supposed to do a joint inspection, which involving the railway authorities, the revenue department, survey department, and the landowners.
Property owner.
Nothing of that has happened.
Well, what you can see here right behind me, I wanted to show my viewers. This is a house which the 10 meters exactly falls in the boundary of that house. Another irony is this is the pathway which currently these landlocked houses are using it. There are so many people using this particular pathway to reach to their houses. Once the double track lands here, definitely this pathway will be blocked, and there will be these people will be left with no other alternate option but to have another pathway, or the railway authorities will be forced to have another foot over bridge, which some flyover kind of a thing, which is not possible as at least at this point. So what what do you think? There was any study done before this kind of?
No study was done. The railway code establishes various steps to be done, various options to be studied in consultation with the local authorities. None of that has been done. And the final aspect is that after having finalized everything, they should give a plan to the local authority. Nothing has happened. On the contrary, they are dissuading us from using this. They are dissuading our villagers from using this pathway by bringing rails like this on both sides and placing it in the pathway. Then they are placing sleepers in the pathway to avoid them from using it.
Well, it's correctly pointed out by Sir Max that you can see the railings here. Some they have put up, and on the other side also some sleepers have been put. It is I think it might be on a international intentional basis, because such kind of obstruction will definitely lead to the citizens to face problem. As you can see just behind me, there are two kids coming and using this railway track to commute to their destination. So this is what exactly is the situation here in Welsam village. People are dependent on this pathway because this was the initial pathway, I believe during Portuguese time. This was used as an initial pathway.
It was the original pathway. This was a pathway which the owners permitted the then railways, the Portuguese. It was during the Portuguese era, but it was an English company that laid the railway.
Okay.
So even the land on which the track has been laid, the title is not with the railways.
Okay. So now from the pathway, now they became the owner, and now from
They are trying to become owners.
and from that ownership they want to have
the second track.
and also wants to become the owner of second track.
Yes.
Well, madam, I have a small question from you. All these people are your voters only. They are part of the village panchayat. They come with their grievances. 100% they must be coming to you. How difficult it is for you to face such situation? Because you have to answer something about the central agency which is not under your control.
Yeah, we are trying our best, but at times we are very helpless, but still, whatever best we can do, we are trying. That is the reason why we went forward and went against the double tracking, and we have filed this writ petition.
Besides being a political leader, you are also part of Panchayat, but you are a local member. Okay, so local villager. Don't you think local are being unnecessarily harassed now?
Of course, very much. They are being harassed. We are being harassed actually.
And what should be the solution now?
Solution, we are trying to find a solution from the High Court. We are waiting for the answer from them.
So the expectations are too many, and the High Court is the only answers to their all grievances. Uh, you know, what we can see here is uh, the people are actually not having any access to their house. There is no foot over bridge or the proposed railway under bridge in this whole stretch. One bridge that was proposed in Kansalim, near Kansalim railway station, has been proposed since last almost 2 decades, and nothing has happened on that front. So we can understand, when it comes to railway, how much helpful they will be for the local area can be judged with that particular one example. So I don't understand how the locals are going to face these particular double tracking issue, if it is done at this particular spot. What you can see here is, right here, the railway have proposed the second track. Somewhere here the second track would come up, and this is the boundary which Mr. Max D'Souza was pointing out. This boundary is just at the at the compound wall of this particular house, and railway wants to have more area inside. So the practically it will be the railway boundaries will actually land up into this house where people are currently staying and have been using this traditional pathway, which is also not proper. There are allegations that the steps that were constructed were also broken. There are attempts to even block the traditional pathway, and this has been going on since long. I only look at the villagers and I can find they are very angry on this aspect, and they want solution from the High Court.